Good morning, students. Today we will start the first chapter of class 8 mathematics, that is rational number. In this chapter we will cover the topics, that is natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational number and their properties. So first we will discuss about natural number. So natural numbers are the numbers that starts from 1 and continues to infinity, which includes all the counting numbers, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to infinity. So natural number consists all the numbers. It is a set of numbers which includes all the numbers starting from 1 and it ends up to infinity. Now let's know about whole number. Whole number are the set of number which includes all the natural numbers and also 0. So it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3 up to infinity. Whole number are the set of numbers which includes all the numbers that are counting numbers, natural numbers and also 0. So we can define that whole numbers are the set of numbers which includes all the natural numbers along with 0. Now let's come to integers. Integers are the set of numbers which consist all the positive numbers, negative numbers along with 0. So we can start it from minus infinity minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2 plus infinity. So it consists all the numbers, all the natural numbers, all the whole numbers along with all the negative numbers. So we can say that integers are the set of number which includes all the whole numbers along with all the negative numbers. It starts from minus infinity and continues to plus infinity. It includes all the numbers between minus infinity and plus infinity. Now let's go towards the rational number. Rational numbers are all those numbers which are in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q not equal to 0. Here q not equal to 0. If and only if a fraction satisfies this condition, where q is not equal to 0, then only we can say that this fraction is a rational number. And if q equal to 0, then we cannot consider it as a rational number. So for a number to be a rational number, it is necessary that the denominator is not equal to 0. For example, let us take a fraction 4 by 7. Here p equal to 4, q equal to 7. So p is a natural number, 7 is also a natural number. We can also call them as integers. And here q is not equal to 0, as q is equal to 7. So we can call this a rational number. Another example, minus 3 by 2. Here also p equal to minus 3, q equal to 2, where q is not equal to 0. So we can also call this number as a rational number. So now we can say that natural numbers are the number from 1 to infinity, whole numbers are the numbers from 0 to infinity, integers includes all the negative number and positive number along with 0. And the last one, rational numbers are in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q not equal to 0. Now look here. Natural number, it is a set of number which includes the numbers from 1 to infinity. Here we can denote the natural numbers by capital N, where N is equal to the set of natural numbers. It starts from 1 and ends at infinity. Similarly, whole number is the set of numbers which includes the counting numbers or natural numbers along with 0. We can call the set of whole number as counting numbers with 0. The set of whole numbers is denoted by W, which starts from 0 and ends at infinity. Now let's go to integers. Integers is the set of numbers which includes all the positive numbers, negative numbers including 0. The set of integers is denoted by Z. It starts from minus infinity and ends at plus infinity. Now we can say that the rational numbers are the number which are in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q not equal to 0. So now let's proceed towards the properties of rational number or the properties of all the numbers. The properties include closure law, commutativity, associativity and distributivity. So first come to closure law. So let's go towards the whole numbers. First examine whether the whole number follows the closure law or not. Closure law for whole number. Closure law states that if we add or multiply or subtract or divide two whole number, then if we get a whole number, then we can say that the whole number is closure under addition or subtraction or multiplication or division. So we have to test it first. Suppose a is a whole number and b is a whole number. If a plus b will be also a whole number, then only we can say that it is closure under addition. Now in subtraction, if a and b are two whole number and a minus b is also a whole number, then we can say that it is closure under subtraction. Similarly, in the case of multiplication and division also, if we divide two whole number and we get a whole number, then we can say that the whole number is closure under division or multiplication. So for this we have to test it first. Let us suppose take a equal to 1, b equal to 2. So for addition first, here a and b are two whole number. So a plus b, by putting the value of a and b we get 1 plus 2 equal to 3. This is also a whole number. This is also a whole number. So we can say that the addition of whole number is closure, or whole number is closure under addition. Now let's move towards subtraction. Now the same numbers, a equal to 1, b equal to 2. So for subtraction, a minus b, that is by putting the value 1 minus 2 we get minus 1, which is not a whole number. So what we know from here, that the subtraction of whole number does not follow the closure law. Now let's go towards multiplication. Again a equal to 1, b equal to 2. We will try it in multiplication. So a into b, Now putting the value 1 into 2, we get 2. This is a whole number. This is a whole number. So we can say that the whole number is closure under multiplication. Now let's move towards division. A equal to 1, B equal to 2. Now A divided by B, we get 1 divided by 2. So this is not a whole number. This is a rational number, na? This is not a whole number. So we can say that the division is not closure under, the whole number is not closure under division. Now we can prepare a table also, that is operation of whole number closure remarks. So for addition, it follows. For subtraction, it doesn't follow. For multiplication, it follows. For division, it doesn't follow. So here we comes to the conclusion that whole number is closure under addition and multiplication, but it is not closure under subtraction and division. Now let's move towards integers. Integers. So as we know, integers are the set of numbers which includes all the positive numbers, all the negative numbers and 0. So first, addition. If A equal to 1, B equal to minus 2. For addition, A plus B, that is 1 plus minus 2, we get minus 1, which is an integer. So closure law is applied here. We can say that integers is closure under addition. Now let's move towards subtraction. A equal to 1, B equal to minus 2. So A minus B equal to 1 minus minus 2, that is 1 plus 3, that is 1 plus 2, that is 3. So this is also integer. So we can say that the integers is closure under subtraction also. Now let's move towards multiplication. A equal to 1, B equal to minus 2. So A into B equal to 1 into minus 2, that is minus 2. This is also integer. So we can conclude that the integers are closure under multiplication also. Now let's move towards division. A equal to 1, B equal to minus 2. So A into B equal to 1 into minus 2, that is minus 2. This is also an integer. So we can say that the integers are closure under multiplication also. Now moves towards division. A equal to 1, B equal to minus 2. So A divided by B equal to 1 by minus 2. This is not an integer. So we cannot say that integer is closure under division. The integer is not closure under division. So we conclude that the integers are closure under addition, subtraction and multiplication, but it is not closure under division. So similarly we can make a table. here operation, and here remark. For addition follows, for subtraction follows, for multiplication follows, but for division it doesn't follow. So in this way we can make a table. Now let's move towards rational number. Similarly, we can test in rational number also. Rational number. Let us take a equal to 1, b equal to half. So for addition first, a plus b equal to 1 plus half, that equal to, we can take the denominator 2 by taking LCM. Here 2 plus 1, that equal to 3 by 2. This is also a rational number, as here it is in the form of p by q and q is not equal to 0. The denominator is not 0, so we can say that the rational number is closer under addition. Now we can test for subtraction. A equal to 1, b equal to half. A minus b equal to 1 minus half. Here LCM equal to 2. 2 minus 1 equal to 1 by 2. This is also a rational number. So we can say that a rational number is closer under subtraction also. Now test for multiplication. Again a equal to 1, b equal to half. So a into b equal to 1 into half equal to half. Again we get a rational number, so we can say that rational number is closer under multiplication. Now let's move towards division. Again a equal to 1, b equal to half. A divided by b equal to 1 by 2, that is 2. This is a rational number, but in other cases such as minus 5 by 3 divided by 0, here we get not defined. So we can say that the rational number is not closer under division. So at last we can conclude that the rational number is closer under addition, subtraction, multiplication, but not division. Similarly, we can make a table. Operation and remark. This is for rational number. We can say that for addition it follows, for subtraction it follows, for multiplication it follows, but for division it doesn't follow. So we can conclude that the natural numbers are closer under addition and multiplication. Similarly, the whole numbers are closer under addition and multiplication, but not under subtraction and division. In case of integers, it is closer under addition, subtraction, multiplication, but not closer under division. And in case of rational numbers, it is closer under addition, subtraction, multiplication, but it is not closer under division. So in this class, we came to know what is natural number, what is whole number, what is integers, what is rational number, and the closure properties of all these numbers. So in the next class, we will know the commutativity, distributivity, and associativity of these numbers. Thank you.